Hi, my name is Emily Iannelli of T-Girl Angel, and I just wanted to talk about how somebody who goes through a difficult time could try to maybe look at things from a different perspective, to try to not get focused on the bad and look at the positive side of things. I've been going through some emotional struggles right now, personally, and I've been extremely depressed to a point where people were concerned enough to call the police. So I had to be escorted to the hospital. Um, it hasn't happened just this one time. It's happened on many occasions. Unfortunately, I go through a severe depression, and I voice or articulate my feelings to a degree that may alarm some people. And I think this 4th of July holiday weekend, this dealing with the recent happenings in my life, and the police situation with my being pulled over for a DUI that hopefully will go away, and all the charges should be dropped because I'm innocent. I only took prescription medication, so I am believing that everything should work out, but I am relying on the evidence to come through. My breathalyzer was okay, it was 0, and I'm waiting for the blood tests, and I have to ask for a doctor's letter stating that I need to take my medications. And I went to my pharmacist to get a list of all my prescriptions for the year. So I'm being proactive. And I did a letter of hardship requesting that I get my car back, which is impounded at this time. So I'm doing the right steps. Plus I articulate my feelings in my writings. I even spoke to a member of the suicide hotline because I got bounced out of Facebook because someone was concerned about a post I made and they flagged it to Facebook. So Facebook bounced me out, and I had to go through a process to look at ways to cope, and also to actually get in touch with the suicide hotline, which I did. And I spoke to a member for over an hour, and then I was on today as well, because the individual I spoke with yesterday, a young woman, Sharon, wanted someone to follow up with me, and they're actually going to follow up with me on my scheduled court date later in the day. So I'm fortunate that I have good people concerned about my welfare, and I even have people rallying around me, friends and nice people on Facebook who are concerned. And I would love to identify all of you, but I can do it collectively. I wish to thank all of you who are helping and leaving me kind and caring comments and showing support for me, because I would never do anything wrong. I've done a couple of things in my past that I'm not proud of. I did go to court, which I was dismissed, but I did go for a shoplifting, petty larceny charge. So I'm not perfect. I have had experience going to jail. That was my first and only experience going to jail. And now this incident with the DUI, which I should not have gone to jail for, because I am not driving under the influence. But unfortunately, it's my word against the arresting officer, but I subjected myself to all the tests, signed all the paperwork, so everything should come out clean, like the breath test did and the blood test should. But I wasn't treated well, so I'm thinking after I get all this cleared up, possibly pursuing some form of action. I already filed a complaint. But anyway, I went off on a tangent because I didn't want it to focus on all of that. Basically, what I want to talk about is how when you're not doing well emotionally and you're in a bad place, how to bring that bad that seems to just overwhelm you and bring you to a more positive sense of being. And when I'm with my son, I'm happier. My son does go away to a residential school, so I don't see him that often. But it's very important that I maintain a relationship with my son. This weekend, we hung out at home, obviously, because I didn't have the use of my car. But we did get a chance to see a good movie before all of this happened, which was Inside Out, which was wonderful. We had a wonderful time. And that movie really made me smile, and my son. That's a Pixar movie, and Disney, obviously, and I highly recommend the movie. But it's those simple things that you do, hanging out with your child or children, watching a movie with them, going out for a slice of pizza, eating ice cream, watching a DVD, listening to a song, writing something, taking a shower, simple things, and that's what I need to learn, how to focus on getting into a positive state of mind when all seems bleak. I'm also overwhelmed with pressures financially. I have problems emotionally. I'm feeling very isolated at times and depressed. And I try to just do the best I can, that's all I can do. And I try to live my life and do the right things. And I am not perfect, as I said, but I'm a good person and I try to do my very best. And I live a life that I feel I should. And, I'm transgender, I'm different. I can't help that. That's the way it is, I was born with feelings that I can't really explain. I've written about it, but in reality, it's frustrating to try to talk to people about it because not many people can understand it. They don't seem to know the pain that someone like myself feels. I've struggled with my gender identity since I was a little boy, 3, when I used to steal my sister's dresses and try them on, and I knew at that age that I felt different and that I felt like I should have been a girl. I'm happy of all the things that happen in my life as a male. I married, I have a son I'm very proud of, and I am in love with my son. He means the world to me, and I am very happy about all of that. But there is a part of me that has struggled all my life with my gender, and I've tried all my best to live and fit the life that I was supposed to as a male. And I did well with my schoolwork. I went to college. I was very well disciplined. I was a good son growing up. I listened to my parents. I was very respectful, disciplined. I was good with my studies and devoted to that. I put a lot of time and effort into it, obviously, as a student of engineering and then accounting. I worked in the field of engineering and then as a CPA, and then I eventually transitioned, and that's when everything that I worked hard for kind of just fell apart because when I transitioned, I started to get resistance, and I was getting unacceptance from my employer that I came out to, and we kind of was on the fence and went back and forth as to what they wanted to do and how I was going to transition, and it seemed that we could have made it work out, but unfortunately, circumstances prevented that. And then I took on another job, and it didn't work out after about a half a year. And I've been emotionally struggling ever since. When I lost that job, I kind of had a nervous breakdown and have been in the hospitals multiple times for depression and suicide ideation. And it's hard when you're struggling and trying to do the right things in your life and raising a child who's special needs. My son is autistic, and he has to go to a special school because of it. So it's not an easy situation to be in. And I feel very depressed in my current situation because I'm very alone. I don't have many people to talk to. My only outlets are my social media sites and my music artist pages. And I'm thankful to God that I've been blessed with the ability to write and to express myself, because I can dig deep within myself and pull out all that I feel and put it into a writing, whether it's a blog post or a song. And then when I write, I enjoy recording it too. So you get the voice in addition to the writing, and that's very important. And I think that we all have that ability to communicate, but I think that people who struggle and who are different and are considered outcasts, so to speak, it's very important that they communicate their feelings and be heard. We all have to speak and have our voices heard. We have to be our own advocate. I'm an advocate for my son, for his autism, and for being a father to him. And I'm also an advocate for myself and being a transgender woman and for the transgender community. It's very important to speak up for what I believe in, and I think that I want to, if anything in my life, I want to be able to articulate the hardships that many of us go through, and that we deserve to have a life too, and that we should not be discriminated against or treated poorly or not given the same opportunities that others get. It's just not right. And we as a society must realize that transgender people are wonderful people too. And there is a high incidence of suicide amongst the transgender community, in the teenage community of transgenders, and as adults. And this has to stop. We have to come to a sense of understanding and acceptance, so these tragedies are not constant. This is all I have now to speak about, as my time is running low. So I'll bid farewell for now, Emily of Tigral Angel. Love you.